up here that will help validate that for us. But absolutely, we know these things, Steve. This is not anymore just hyperbole.
No, it's not hyperbole, and it's not a bunch of wieners, because we have astrophysicists and scientists and philosophers and psychiatrists and lawyers and accountants. We've got people that are very smart people. We're not talking about the guy that walks around with "the world is coming to an end" sign on him. Okay.
No, and I don't think that we've ever said that. I don't believe. Listen, if LA events happen, and they do. We've recorded it. People think that for somehow or another we're in this grace period, or where nothing that can happen, but that's ridiculous. We know it can't.
So anyway, the screen is yours, my friend.
Okay, I am trying to pull up what we're trying to show here. So yeah. Can you see that?
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead. I'm not seeing you yet.
Oh, you're not?
Nope.
Well, we'll just have to correct that. So
I'm having to look at my own ugly mug, and that's not very easy to do.
There you go.
Oh, yeah, this is the one they cut off last night.
Yeah. So,
Jesus.
Folks, something is going on here, and you're not understanding. So I want to cut over, because I have, let me pull up this other one.
I'm hoping that you're going to take us down the path of magnetics.
Yeah. So when we talked about this, Steve, right? This is the problem. What's happening here? Our magnetic South Pole has now moved over 1,800 miles, Steve.
And over the course of how many years, Wayne? This
is in the last, I believe, the last 40.
Right.
If I'm correct on this. Well, here we go. I lied. There we go. From 1909. But look how far it was already by 1909. We don't understand that this has been a slow-moving train wreck that has been basically going in slow motion.
Oh, here's the Northern Hemisphere one, right?
Yep.
So one of the things that I would point out here is, if you looked at the Earth like a big sensor, right?
Yep.
First of all, let me tell you guys, let me just put this out there, that the poles or magnetic poles are not going to shift just on their own, okay? It defies the law of thermodynamics to say that. It just does. Yes. So here's the fact of the matter is that if you look at this line as a big sensor, as to there is an outside influence approaching the Earth at an increasing amount of closeness, this diagram starts to make a lot of sense.
It does. And if you look at these location points, look what's happened here, Steve, in just since 2000, this new millennium.
Yeah, and this isn't even an updated one. I'm sure it goes.
No, it is not.
Yeah, 2017, it actually showed. Yeah, there we go. That's a good one.
Yeah, it's already out now in the Arctic, Indian Ocean, Antarctic Ocean right in here. So it's off the continent now. And when we start thinking, oh, by the way, a viewer submitted a photograph. I throw that in there.
Please do, yeah.
So just to let you know, she got this. All she did was turn the gamma down. And I believe what she actually picked up was these energy waves that have been compressing our magnetosphere. So there you go. That's the one that really struck me, how much this is moving in the North Pole. And I've actually now heard that it is now breached into Siberia. We were talking about the fireballs. This was...
Wait, I'm sorry. Yep, go ahead.
Did you see something unusual about that one, Steve? Watch this. Right there. Look how...
It almost looks like two different objects traveling together.
Doesn't it? Watch
But
this.
These are the this isn't just a fireball. I think this one was this was one of the ones that was on the Near Earth Object Report from the JPL. It just skipped our atmosphere.
Yes, it literally did. Look at it. This one was yesterday.
Unbelievable.
So, Steve, we're really into some definitely some weird stuff going on here. We really
But, you know,
are.
it goes back to that list that I was showing, and we're going to keep going back to that list because I think people lose track because we focus on one thing at a time and then we go on to the next thing. People are forgetting that there are 5 or 6 different perspectives scientifically that any one of them can be used to point towards something coming into our solar system. You know what I mean?
Again, this is what I think we have missed. You and I talked about this.
Yeah.
You want to talk about a twin tail? This is not a aberration. Steve, I am convinced, sir, that we have penetrated the eclipse of this new region, whether we're inside of an active solar system, an ancient solar system, whatever we have moved into, it's getting really active out there. And I went back and pulled our archives. We did a show on this, but I looked at this and I said, well, my God, we really actually had it there.
Yeah. And it's in the position where we would guess it's supposed to be.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
And you know, what people get confused on this, they think about this in 2 dimensions. We don't know how freaking far back that object is from our sun.
That is exactly right. I wish I could say it. I wish there was a way I could just put this into everybody's head that you got to start looking at everything as 3 dimensions and not 2 dimensions.
Exactly. I've had more. Go ahead, Steve.
No, it's hard. I was just saying it's hard to do.
Well, and it is. And, you know, and you separate sometimes really potentially good friendships because people that, you know, and we know that there are those who they're just angry people. But the fact is, we have to think this on an XYZ axis. That sucker could be out there. How far, Steve? 650 million miles away? Just saying.
We don't appreciate the size of these objects. That's the other thing. You know, when we were looking at your at the footage that Tyler had dug up and that you had replayed on the orbiting planets.
Oh, yeah. In fact, I'll pull it up.
Yeah, those objects are bigger guys than our inner solar system.
They are. They don't realize how big these things can really be.
Right. And it points to a lot of things. Yeah, let's go to that giant planet ones because that's the one. That's the one I'm going to just review with everybody here. So this is that picture that they've gotten through the. Is this a Kepler?
Yes.
Yeah. So they were actually able to image these big, huge planets. These are not like Pluto, Jupiter. These are like the size of our inner solar system. Get that through your heads, everybody. We're talking about objects that are so massive that we can't even imagine it.
Exactly. I gotta see why. Oh, here we go.
Don't even me to tell you what those controls mean.
So we know that this object out here, this is a huge one. This one here, about 40 years to make its orbit. Yeah.
Look at this. So it says 20 AU on the bottom. That's your scale, right?
Yep.
Some of those objects are more than an AU in circumference.
Huge. And that's 100 million miles. Well, 94 million miles. But so I have been thinking about this.